Good afternoon, YouTube, and good afternoon, suvarenee. I hope to God I pronounced your name right. I'd like to start off by saying kudos on your latest video. I was just watching your video about objective truth, and the question you asked I found to be captivating. Enough so that I want to take a few minutes, if I could, to throw some ideas back and forth. The premise of your video seems to be that each of us have some ability to construct our own reality, which that seems likely. Unfortunately, I know very little about neurology, but I do know a little bit about sociology. And there seems to be no measuring stick for shared human response, due to the idea that our environment and our past experiences each add on to the way we construct our own vision. Coming up with a universal way to describe something without some invisible truth seems borderline impossible. Even if multiple people did share a single experience, we may have chosen different language by which to recall it. Colors are more or less arbitrary, so the idea of trying to experience a white wall is entirely up to you to understand what that color white is. This is little more than a wavelength of light which we've given a name to. But I don't think that really plays much factor into the overall point you were trying to make. Is there objective and subjective reality? I think both are true. There are certain things that we could experience, smells, sounds, that have definite value. There's very little refuting what those things are. But what about other parts of the world? Sight. That seems to be the thing that we trust the most in our lives. But our sense of sight is something that can be crafted. It's over my other shoulder. That poster on my wall. It is something to me that is probably not to you. We can both see the poster, but do we both understand it the same? Probably not. Why? Because the artist of the poster is the only person who can truly say what the meaning of it was, but you and I can only look at it and speculate what we can see. I can see, from this perspective, in the upper right corner, a man with blue skin and black hair. Slightly below that, I can see what appears to be a feather made out of gold, a red moon above that, and in front center, what appears to be an anthropomorphic snow fox. Why are those things together? What do those things mean in conjunction with one another? I cannot say for any certainty. Now, in the context of the idea that this is an advertisement for a book, you would have to speculate that these are three related images, some form of a plot device which draws them together. But I guess that's kind of abstract, isn't it? Now, your sense of feeling, is that objective or subjective? I'd have to say that the sense of feeling is wholeheartedly subjective, because we have to compare what we are feeling now to what we have felt before in order to understand it. No one picks up an object. I happen to have a rubber band here. Picks up a rubber band and says that the rubber band feels like a rubber band. you have to compare it to something in order for it to have value. It feels like it's made out of rubber. It stretches, it's tense. What else can I say about this? I would have to compare a rubber band to a piece of twine or a guitar string. Subjective reality is comprised of the word like or as if. Objective reality is only that which possesses absolute value. What do you know that possesses an absolute value? What can anybody look at and pick up and say that this is not comparable to anything else? This is comparable only to itself. Well, I think I've worked myself into a corner at this point, but I am interested in hearing what you think. How do you compare objective and subjective objects? A much more accurate question or debate would probably be to ask, what is the difference between truth and fact? Truth is something that exists within yourself, while fact is something that exists everywhere simultaneously, right? Well, thank you for your time, and hopefully we could snowball this a little bit and come up with an answer to our questions. This is Dustin Fader, author of the book Red Twilight, saying thank you very much and have a good day.